Hello everyone, and it might look to you as if I am playing Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition, but in fact this is a different mod. This is Imperator 2. So, this is an interesting mod, and the reason I'm talking about it is because Lan Jane, the developer of Barbarian Empires and Barbarian Empires' Hellenistic Legacy for the original Rome Total War, Alexander, has started this new initiative to find older mods that have sort of been abandoned, forgotten, right, that perhaps at the time didn't get that much traction, and sort of repack them, make them mod-foldered, make them easy to install for new players who might be interested in these mods, because there are a ton of Rome Total War mods from back in the day that, you know, perhaps they never got the traction they deserved, never got the audience they deserved, and or they were popular and have been forgotten about because they've been left for dead for a long time. So this is a great initiative if you're interested in that and the other mods that are being worked on right now. Please take a look at the Rome Total War Community Discord. I'll have a link in the description below, as well as a link to the ModDB page for this mod, Imperator 2. So what is Imperator 2? You can see there are two campaigns here, Imperator Campaign 280 BC to 180 AD, and the Marian Campaign 100 BC to 180 AD. Now, unfortunately, this Marian campaign doesn't work for me, so I'll get to the bottom of that, and if I can get it working, I'll make a note. But the Imperator campaign does work. And first thing you might notice is that there's only one playable faction. So this mod, Imperator 2, is 100% focused on Rome as a faction, right? So you might remember the SPQR mod is a mod another classic mod that a lot of people like, that is focused pretty much entirely on the Roman experience, the experience of playing as the Romans, conquering and recreating those Roman conquests, right? Recreating the Roman Empire and the expansion of the Roman Republic. And there are other mods that sort of do this, but, this one is perhaps one of the most complete and unique experiences that are like that. So let's get into the campaign map and get started here. So you can see you've got unique Imperator 2 loading screens as well, and everything in this mod looks pretty nice. A lot of the assets are, of course, from Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition or Rome Total Realism 6 Gold. And it does have a script, don't forget that. And, that's one of this mod's strengths, because that mod, Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition, and the older versions of it are great mods to base a mod off of. So there are a lot of other mods like this that are based on Rome Total Realism Gold, like 77 BC, Twilight of the Republic, 58 BC, Caesar, Imperator, if I'm not mistaken, FMIR, First Man in Rome, as well as TFT, the First Triumvirate, which is another mod that's sort of Rome-focused with one playable faction in the provincial campaigns. So let's quickly take a look around the map. So let's toggle the Fog of War here, and as you can see, Rome starts out with 3 cities here. So you've got Latium, Picenum, and Campania as your 3 provinces. So this is sort of before a lot of the other surrounding Italic tribes were incorporated into the Roman Republic. But, some of them had been incorporated by this point, by 280 BC. So the incorporation of Picenum and Campania, of course, happened, I believe, slightly before 280 BC. Again, I'm not a Roman historian, so that's not my jam. Now, one thing I like about this mod is that it starts in 280 BC. So, a lot of mods start a little bit later, like 270, right, or 272. So post the Epirus invasion of the Italian peninsula. And this mod, because it's an epic experience, right? It's trying to create that epic experience of Roman expansion. Again, it goes all the way to 180 AD. So you've got all the time in the world, right, to expand and recreate the Roman Empire. And, I think starting from Pyrrhus, the invasion of Pyrrhus, is definitely the way to go. It's definitely a better, more epic start to the game than, having Epirus already down and out at that point, right? Because at that point, I'd say the Roman campaign becomes almost a little too easy. Not for the AI, which is, of course, dumb, but for humans, it becomes definitely quite easy in general, because your initial opponents are not that difficult to overcome. And the other thing you'll notice is that, the starting positions in this mod are pretty similar to Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition. You can check out my video that I did about that mod. There are a couple of differences. So one of the differences that you notice immediately is that the Sarmatians own 2 provinces, and those are 2 of the largest provinces I've ever seen. So I hope, or maybe 3 provinces, 4 provinces, but two of its provinces are the largest provinces I've ever seen in in a campaign map like this. So hopefully, Pontus doesn't take one of them, and that'll make the map look weird. But in any case, as you can see, you've got most of the Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition factions here in pretty much their same start positions, with some additions and changes. So there's no Britannic faction in Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition here. And you've got the Germanic tribes, the Gaelic Confederacy, Iberia, and of course your Rome Total Realism Thracia. And Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition's Thrace is quite large. In addition to that, Epirus. You have Epirus. So original Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition has Illyria as a new faction, but not Epirus, right? So Epirus is an addition for Imperator 2, and that's pretty cool to see. You've got the Greek cities really spread out there. You've got Macedon, you've got the Ptolemaic Empire, Seleucid Empire, Pontus, Armenia, with Artaxata on the map in 280 BC, 100 years before its construction. You've got Parthia, and you've got Bactria in the east here. So, Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition's content, again, it's a good base. You've got a pretty epic campaign map here. Now, this map, again, it might look a little bit strange for people who haven't played the classic mods, but it is the Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition map, and you might notice the textures, the mountains. It looks a little bit different. It's different from Mundus Magnus and those other maps, and the province divisions here and some city placement is very strange, to put it lightly, but I'm not going to go that deep into that. I've made enough videos where I talk for, over an hour about city placement, so I'm going to not talk about that here. I'm just going to let you know that that's the case. But again, this mod, it goes from 280 BC to 180 BC, right? And the script that you just saw, it's a 4 turns per year script. So this is an absolutely epic scripted experience about the expansion of Rome, and you sort of role-playing that, right? So that's really cool. Now, let's play a battle here, and let's get... Oh, well, before that, let's talk about buildings really quickly. So, the original Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition utilizes auxilia buildings for recruitment, mainly. And it seems like Imperator utilizes its own system, a different system. And it's very unique, right? And it's very cool. Like Societas Right. Additionally, one thing I want to mention is that this mod utilizes the religion system, right, to represent culture on top of the regular Rome Total War culture system, and that is something that's very cool. I think that's a very good idea for a lot of mods to do. Mods like Europa Barbarorum 2, Vanilla Enhancement for Rome Total War do that, and I think that's a pretty good idea. Because, of course, the culture system in original Rome Total War is pretty... a little bit lacking, you might say. A lot of people don't even notice it that much. It just causes some unrest, and then you upgrade your buildings, and boom, it's gone. But, yeah, so you've got that system and the religion system on top of that utilized for culture representation. So that's all very cool. The other thing is that the units here are very nice. If I'm not mistaken, these are Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition units. And these are some of my favorite units, for sure. For all the factions. Because, these units maintain that sort of vanilla feel with the color coding and things like that. But it does that while looking realistic, more realistic than the sort of really the more gamey vanilla units, right? So that's cool in and of itself. So let's attack the Epirotes here, and I will mention a few things about the mechanics. Alright, so we're in the battle map here. Let's take a quick look at these units. As you can see, I hope you can see what I sort of mean here, well, with the units maintaining that vanilla feel and style, but looking a lot more realistic while doing it. I don't know if I'm explaining that perfectly, but that's just how these units feel to me. And you've got the bright Hastati here, which I like. The early Hastati there. Okay. So, one thing about this mod is that it's an in-depth, grindy Rome first experience, right? You can only play as Rome, so basically that means that the other factions get a bunch of buffs and things, right? So other mods like SPQR do that as well. So you can see Epirus will have a whole bunch of buffs here. Another thing. Well, let's get into this first. Let's get into the battle here, and then I will continue to mention things. Okay, so about the battle balance in this mod. Roman cavalry was not exactly famous for its effectiveness. And, this mod is 100% in that camp. Like, if you charge your cavalry, even if you flank this Thessalian cavalry, they will absolutely massacre your Roman cavalry. So, I'm not going to do that here. We've got to just utilize our infantry as effectively as possible, which I'm not really doing because I'm also talking, but I'll do my best. So as you can see, you've got some unique Epirote phalangite units here, and it's very cool to see Epirus as a faction here, because of course I think Epirus makes a really good early game challenge for Rome, because Rome in the early game, in most mods which have slightly later start dates and in vanilla as well, playing as Rome is a little bit of a cakewalk, especially at the beginning, because you don't really have a big enemy to fight, a big bad. And, whoa, I was talking and my guys just broke in the center. That is not good. That is not good at all. Yeah, that's not good at all. But having Epirus here and having their units so obviously buffed, this is on normal, by the way. So that is very interesting. I've really got to get my troops in here quickly. These Thessalians are just really overpowered. But, you know, it adds challenge. It adds challenge. You've really got to be smart. And, of course, I don't really recommend playing this while talking or doing a show. Okay, so I just got my Equites to sort of flank their cavalry there, and we got them. Yeah, so actually, the last time I played this battle, it went a lot better for me, but my cavalry was just absolutely destroyed. Even though I had flanked their cavalry, they were able to flank with their general, and it was not pretty. Let me tell you that much. Okay, let's hit those guys from the side. Okay, one thing you might notice are the Brutii battle banners here. So, Epirus is not a faction in Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition. So, this mod adds them, and unfortunately, this mod did not create unique battle banners for Epirus, so perhaps someone at some point will do that, because that shouldn't be too hard to do. Okay, we got them to rout. Very good. Okay, very nice indeed. Very nice indeed. So we lost 22%. Okay, last time I did this battle, it actually went better. The problem was my guys in the center routed there because they utilized their Thessalian cavalry quite effectively. I have to say, this mod, you know, like I said, it's 100% focused on the Roman experience. And that means that your opponents are going to get buffs. And that means that it's not going to be that easy. It's going to be a grind. You're going to have to work if you want to recreate the expansion of the Roman Republic and the Roman Empire, for sure. And, of course, this mod is 4 turns per year. It goes to 180 AD. So this is not going to be an easy experience for you, especially if you want to kind of role play, right, and try to conquer things at the correct time, right? It's not going to be that easy, and I don't think you'll be able to do that. But, you know, this is a scripted experience as well. Not as many scripts as, you know, other mods, like, why can't I remember? Like Dust and Wind, I believe, has a more scripted Roman experience. But it's a very cool mod, this mod. Like I said, it's not focused 100% on historical accuracy in every regard. It's not the most polished mod out there, but it's very cool for what it is, and I highly recommend you try it out. And again, join the Rome Total War Community Discord to find out more about this project, to sort of rehabilitate older mods, repackage them. And, you know, of course, having a bunch of repackaged older mods with mod folders also makes it easier to port such mods. So perhaps we'll see some more news about such things in the coming weeks. But there is a lot that I'm going to have to cover in the next month or so, so stay tuned to the channel. If you enjoy videos about the historical Total Wars and their mods, consider liking this video, consider subscribing to the channel, and I will see you in the next one later.